injured, yet fragile in wisdom, King Lear, tired of his throne, chose to divide his land, not by justice, but by words. Three daughters stood before him. Two spoke honey lies, one spoke the truth and paid the price. King Lear is not just a story of a fallen king. It is a mirror to every heart that confuses pride with power and silence with betrayal. Being 80 years old, the king had decided to divide his kingdom among his three daughters. This is Gondal, the king's eldest daughter, and her wicked husband Albany. This is Regan, the king's second daughter, and her husband Cornwall. Regan is selfish and manipulative and matching her sister in cruelty. And this is Cordelia, the king's youngest daughter and the only daughter who truly loves him.
I am the King of England. Let me declare the purpose why I have called you all. I am going to divide my kingdom into three. Whichever of you who will say you love me the most will get the largest share of my kingdom. Cornwall, my eldest born, speak first.
My Lord, my King, and my Father, I love you more than words can't measure, more than sight, more than freedom, more than life itself. No joy in the world is dearer to me than your love. All my heart, my breath, my soul, they belong to you alone. What should I say to this love? And be silent?
Bring them up! From here to here belongs to you, my dear eldest daughter Cornwall. Cornwall, I will give you rich fields of wheat and barley, wide green meadows, fertile farms, and many villages with houses and lands.
Thank you, my Lord.
Now, Regan, tell me how much you love me.
My noble father, what my sister has spoken is true. Yet, I must say more. I love you more than she has expressed. Her love lives in mere words. Mine lives in sacrifice. I find no happiness except in pleasing you. I am richer in your love than in any kingdom you may give. Unlike my sisters, I am sure my love is stronger than my tongue.
Excellent! Regan, I will give you two fertile valleys, orchards full of fruit trees, large farms, grazing lands for cattle, and many fine houses and estates.
Thank you, my lord.
Now to my joy, my youngest daughter, Cordelia. What can you say to earn your share?
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing? Nothing will come out of nothing. Speak again.
My lord, my sisters have spoken beautifully, but I cannot shape my love into flattering words. I love you as a daughter should, no more, no less. You gave me life, you raised me with care, and I honor you with my heart and truth. I will love you faithfully, but I cannot promise more than honesty.
So young and so ungrateful. Because you said nothing, you shall receive nothing. Your sisters shall take the lands that would have been yours. I disclaim all with paternal care.
Presently appear, no one is more here, no one found out there.
I loved her the most, and I thought that she would have loved me the same.
This is madness, sir. Don't banish the only daughter that truly loves you.
Come not between the dragon and his wrath.
Show some respect for the king's judgment. Your Majesty, take care of yourself, Cordelia. This will work for us. We may share the kingdom.
Hero, Burgundy and France, my lord, they shake the hand of Cordelia. Everything is in vain. Now she is standing with nothing. Anyways, the dukes daughters.
I am the Duke of Burgundy, and I ask the hands of dear sweet Cordelia.
I am the King of France, and I do wish to marry Cordelia.
You two noblemen who wish to marry my daughter Cordelia. You, Burgundy, what dowry do you want to have to marry my daughter Cordelia?
Dear Majesty, I want the 1/3 of the kingdom as promised, sir.
Burgundy, our price has fallen now. She is standing with nothing. She is yours.
Then sorry, Cordelia, you have lost a father and a husband too.
And you, France?
She herself is a dowry. Her virtue and honesty is a true dowry.
You're most kind, sir.
The dowerless daughter, you shall be my queen and of fair France.
Take her away. We shall not see your face again. Come, Burgundy, let's leave.
Come, dear Cordelia, say farewell to your sisters.
Dear sisters, I leave with a heavy heart. Look after father as you promised. Prescribe us not our duties. Go away.
Come, fair Cordelia.
After dividing the kingdom among his two daughters, the old king has decided to live alternatively with his two daughters, spending some time with each of them along with 100 loyal knights. At first, the king went to the palace of his eldest daughter, Gongul.
Man may come, man may go.
But I go on forever.
Man may come, man may go.
But I go on forever.
Man may come, man may go.
But I go on forever.
At first, Gongul welcomes her father respectfully, but soon she started feeling irritated by the king's many knights.
My father arrives with 100 noisy knights. Their behavior is wild and troublesome. This cannot continue in my house.
How dare you speak to me in this manner? I gave you half of my kingdom because I trusted in your love and loyalty. I cannot stay in a place where I am not respected. Prepare my horses. I have another daughter. Surely she will treat me better.
Deeply hurt and angry, the king left Gongul's palace and have decided to seek shelter with his second daughter, Regan, hoping she would show the love and respect he deserves.
After leaving Gongul's palace, King Leo went to the home of his second daughter, hoping she would welcome him with kindness. How do I welcome my father?
With caution, my dear. Your sister has already warned us. Hail to your grace.
What brings you to us so soon, your highness?
Oh, Regan, your sister is nothing to me now. Your sister Gonwell has treated me with great disrespect. I am sure that you will treat your father kindly.
Oh, sir, you are old. I pray you have wronged her.
So, should I ask for forgiveness? Dear daughter, I confess I'm old, but I beg you on my bended knees and promise me my bed and my food.
I pray do not beg, but return to my sister.
Never, Regan.
My lord, calm yourself. Listen to your daughter.
No, I will never go back to her. She had abased me. Half my train struck me with her tongue, lightly upon a very heart.
Is this how you will speak of me too?
No, Regan. I know you remember the bond of childhood. Don't forget. I gave you half of my kingdom.
I pray you return to my sister.
Dear sir, are you sure my sister is accommodating you?
What need you have of 25 servants?
Why 25, not 10?
Why even one?
You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age. Oh, let me not be mad, not mad, sweet heaven, keep me in temper. I would not be mad. I'm leaving now.
Lear wanders in madness through the storm.
You think I'll weep? I'll not weep. My heart shall break into 100,000 flowers. I'll weep. Oh fool, shall go mad now. The king has fainted.
To the winds and river, knowing the storm eats alone, knowing the loss of a precious throne. They thought it would be wise to give away the kingdom based on lies. And knowing the strong, he screamed and shout, cause his daughter went and kicked him out. Oh,
But far away, his youngest daughter, Cordelia, hears about his suffering and returns with the king of France to save him.
Wake up, father, wake up.
Dear sweet Cordelia, please forgive me. I'm old and foolish. Beseech you to be forgiven.
I loved you, father, and I still love you as my father.
But pardon, Cordelia, pardon. I hope you will not leave your foolish father alone now.
No, father, not at all.
Don't worry. Regan and Goneril will have to pay for what wrong they have done to you. Bestow your blessings upon me, and the culprits will be slain upon your command. See you soon, Father.
In the war, they defeated the treacherous sisters. Goneril and Regan, along with their husbands, are punished for their cruelty and repression. Cordelia lovingly restores her father and lives the remaining days with peace and happiness.
Let me introduce the characters to you. Hariharan as King Lear, Ritika as Gongal, Sanjeevan as Albany, Tulinila as Regan, Muthukaran as Cornwall, Erling Shaina as Cordelia, Gideon as King of France, Muhammad Tariq as Duke of Burgundy, Deepak as Earl of Kent, Pradeep as Joker, Yusuf as Messenger, Ritesh as Soldier.
I, Dushmika, as your narrator.
I, Keshika, as your narrator.
I, Rinku, as your narrator. Thus ends the tale of King Lear, a king who mistook loud words for love and silence for emptiness.